Very interesting outcome. Red Road and his son mating with the Mbiris females. And like father, like son. Vice versa. We are currently in Nauru territory near the main dam, which makes it all that much more interesting. Good morning everybody and welcome to the virtual safari at Tinswalu. I'm your guide for the day, Charles. Our objective for today would be to see if we can follow up on the king of the Manyeleti, the big male lion, Red Road. He was seen mating with the Mbiris lioness, and the Mbiris are pride from the north, not his usual pride, so stepping out of his core territory and mating with those females, which is very interesting because they have got dominant males of that area. So we're going to go see if we can follow up with them and see what else the fantastic Manyeleti has in store for us today. A bit cool and overcast at the moment, but that is going to clear and it's going to be a toasty one today. Alright, without wasting any more time, let's go see what we can find. Red Road and an Mbiris lioness. Pawing the ground, instinctual behavior for a claim to this territory. Just off to the right of Red Road, we have Chinya, his son. Chinya hasn't been seen in a while, probably patrolling by himself. We know that him and Red Road like to do that at times, but it is still very good to catch up with him, see that he is healthy, and I wonder if he is also mating with one of the Mbiris lioness. Red Road and the Mbiris lioness biting her neck to potentially distract from the pain of that barbed penis. And we always see a lioness rolling after mating, but interesting to see Red Road himself do it as well. Chinya now looking to move on one of the Mbiris females. Not quite receptive just yet. Success. Very interesting outcome. Red Road and his son mating with the Mbiris females. We are currently in Nauru territory near the main dam, which makes it all that much more interesting. Look at this group of lazy lovers. Let's do the maths quickly of how many times lions need to mate in order to potentially conceive. So it's every 15 to 30 minutes over 3 to 5 days. Let's go on the higher end for the minutes side. Let's take it 30 minutes. And then the average, the middle for the days, so 4. So every 30 minutes for a day, it's 48 times a day. Let's round that up to 50. Over 4 days, that's 200 times. Got to mate 200 times in order to potentially conceive. All that mating with that barbed penis, stimulating the ovulation of the female. And those barbs also why she can get quite feisty during it and shortly, immediately after. Chinya at it once again. Repositioning seems to be a theme between these two. And like father, like son, vice versa. Not much is going to change here over the next while. And there has been reports of a potential leopard kill further down south. We're going to make our way in that direction, and then we'll come visit the lovers a bit later in the afternoon. Having arrived at the site where the leopard was seen with its kill, we're not the only ones on the lookout. It's been discovered by the hyenas. Second hyena. What you'll often find is that hyena will trail the leopard, keep a distance from it and just keep watching it. Once it does make a kill, try and steal it from it. And it's a high possibility that that is exactly what's happened here. They know this leopard, they know its area, they know that it is a very good hunter. Being opportunistic and adaptable animals that they are, hyena will take the chance and score a cheap meal. You might think that the carcass had fallen into the water. This is interesting behavior by hyenas. They often keep their cache in water to hide the smell hide it from other predators, including other hyenas. They'll often eat on it, and once they've had enough, they'll go put it right back in the water. A hyena fridge, if you will. We're going to leave these scavengers of the day to feast in peace for a bit, and we're going to carry on looking for some wild dogs, painted wolves, lichen pictus. Such interesting animals. Hopefully we can track them down. Success! Though we are being given a masterclass in cryptic camouflage. Can you see the wild dog? Blending in perfectly with the shade, the bits of light, the colour of the earth, with its white, black, brown, yellow. It's taken us some time to track down this animal. It's coming on 10:30 in the morning and reaching the high 20s. I'd say over 80 degrees Fahrenheit, high 20s Celsius. Going to reach a high of 31 degrees Celsius. This is an adult dog. There are usually pups around with this pack. They like to spend their time south of Main Dam. I'm going to look around, see if we can locate the rest of the pack. We found the pups. You'll notice that all dogs have a wild dogs have this white tail. Excellent follow me signs for when they are coursing through the bush in search of prey. Digging out some of the warm sand. You can see the rest of the pups there. For the cooler soil underneath. Wise choice, my young friend. I don't know why your siblings are choosing to sleep under a log when there are lots of perfectly good trees and bushes around. Come on, guys and girls. There are so much better options for shade around. I count at least 7 pups. How long until this one makes the move to shadier pastures? And then there was one. Might be enough shade there for you, buddy. Look at this exquisite puddle of puppies. And I wish you could smell them as well. Wild dogs have a very distinct smell. The other animals out here smell quite like them. Very musky, sweet musky smell. That's the best way I would describe it. There's an adaptation unique to wild dogs and only two other species in the world. That is the Asian dhole and the South American bush dog. On its lower carnassials, it has an exaggerated edge, a sharper edge as well, larger and sharper. Lower carnassials being those teeth at the back where we have our molars and premolars, and their sharper carnassials allow them to more quickly consume their prey, to be able to faster cut through the tendons, the flesh, the skin than other dogs otherwise can. This pup doesn't know what he wants to do. First he goes and sits on his siblings. He goes and bothers another by scratching near his head to get a cooler spot. Now he just goes and sits alone. Ants in his proverbial pants. We're going to let sleeping dogs lie for the time being and go try our luck for that leopard that the hyenas stole that kill from. This all in less than 500 square meters. Tswalu Safari. What a special place. We've made our way back to the hyena, which is not more than 200 meters away from the wild dogs. And up in the tree we have another carcass. This one definitely belonging to the leopard, which makes me think the hyena could have stolen that one from the wild dogs, or they could have made the kill themselves. We're going to sit here patiently and wait to see if this leopard reappears to continue feeding on this kill. Just past midday. Real feel, I would say, well above 30 degrees Celsius. And given that a lot of this carcass has already been devoured and there is little shade in this tree, this leopard won't be back until the cool of the evening. So we're going to go try our luck elsewhere, perhaps near some water or the more shaded wooded areas of the reserve. Chinya, red road sun, and Mbiris female find themselves a shaded spot in the midday, trying to get a little bit of reprieve from the heat. It's exhausting work being so in demand. Ellies are not happy about Red Road and the Mbiris female. Look who just sits here calmly. Chinya and the other female lying incognito in the long grass, looking out for any other elephants possibly coming through. That was quite something. Do you see how the youngster was roped into the action as well, with Mom leading the way? What a jam-packed day. The hyena, the elusive leopard, hopefully we'll get some eyes on her, and then the wild dogs. And of course the grand finale, Red Road and his son both mating with the Mbiris. I was speaking to one of my colleagues in Tako, one of the other members of the tracking and guiding team here, and he had some great input on that. He believes that this could mean a longer life for Red Road. Because if he is able to take over that pride from the less experienced Nzuri and his brother, then he'll have the pride providing him from the north, whereas the Narus, he finds, has a tendency to push south towards the Kumbulas. We're going to keep a very close eye, as always, on all the drama unfolding here and all the interesting things that happen out here in nature and the wild of the Manyeleti Game Reserve. So for myself, Charlie, and the virtual safari at Tintswalu, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And until next time, it's goodbye for now.